It's All Things Anime X, and I'm here with another video, being top 5 animes for beginners. So all of you noobs out there, this video is for you. There is a lot of different anime out there, and particularly the big three. People gravitate towards those three animes in particular because of how popular they are in the anime community. The big three are pretty necessary in order to understand fully what the anime community has been going through over the course of time. However, the course load and the amount of dedication to these shows is impeccable. So I would always like to recommend someone starting with a smaller sample of shows because the amount of episodes in these shows are truly ridiculous. This big three, Bleach, having 366 episodes. And then following after that, we have Naruto and the sequel Naruto Shippuden. Naruto itself has 220 episodes, followed by Naruto Shippuden, which has 500, totaling to be 720 episodes. Who had the time to be watching that? And at the number one spot, we have One Piece, having over 1,000 episodes, 1,043 to be exact. That is crazy. I know people who has started the show recently, and I don't think they're going to be finished until next year. It was not good enough to watch? No. These are literally the pinnacle of what anime is, but it can get pretty boring because of the story. I know people see posts and threads with these main characters doing spectacular things. However, this doesn't happen until later into the story development. So you could be watching a lot of episodes before you actually get to great fights and epic moments that the anime community has been going crazy for 20 plus years. It is good to start off with watching. As a viewer, you do want to cater to something that's more gravitational towards yourself. But in order to understand what anime is, the representation that anime shows for its viewers, these are some pretty nice shows that I would recommend to start your watch. Starting at number 5, we have Erased. Erased have 12 episodes. So as far as watching, you could pretty much watch this anime in a day. It's on Netflix. For those who don't have a Crunchyroll account, I recommend Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll stays up to date pretty regularly. I also use a website called Zoro.to. But I remember watching this anime like it was yesterday. Man, so much nostalgia just thinking about this anime. It was so great watching it. I was about 16 when I watched this show. I was in high school and man, so great. I would categorize it under fantasy thriller. It doesn't really have superpowers other than going back in time. To kind of go along with the theme of this anime, it's not too hard to understand. It's pretty straightforward. But it does have a lot of twists and turns. So it does leave the viewer very, very, on your heels with trying to understand what's going to happen next. It's not predictable at all. If you're into crime, problem solving, murder, and young love, man, this is the anime for you. This is the show for you. And it also has a lot of aspects of going back to the past, which is always touching because as humans in general, we cling so much to the past. So, a brief overview of the show. When tragedy is about to strike, Sotaro Fujima finds himself sent back several minutes before the accident occurs. The detachment 29-year-old manga artist has taken advantage of this powerful yet mysterious phenomenon, which he calls revival, to save many friends. However, when he is wrongfully accused of murdering someone close to him, Sotaro is sent back to the past once again, but this time in 1988, 18 years in the past. Soon, he realizes the murder may be connected to the abduction and killing of one of his classmates, the solidarity and mysterious Keiyo Hinazuki that took place when he was a child. This is his chance to make things right. And after watching this show, I rated this a 5 out of 5 for 5 stars. And on my anime list, it is rated at 8.3. which is very high for an anime. Now, moving to number 4, we have One Punch Man. One Punch Man is pretty self-explanatory. He's literally a one-shot kill type of character, and you have to respect Saitama. Like, I remember when this came out when I was in high school, and that's all I kind of just wanted to do was the whole 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups a day, and get your 1K of jogging in a day. Like, I was on that. Not so much of the jogging, but the 100 push-ups and sit-ups, definitely. But if you love facial expressions, if you love epic music, action, comedy, and even if you love Marvel level superheroes, you have to check this show out. This show has 2 seasons, 12 episodes in each season. And the summary with being the seemingly unimpressive Saitama has a rather unique hobby, being a hero. In order to pursue his childhood dream, Saitama relentlessly trained for 3 years, losing all of his hair in the process. Now, Saitama is so powerful, he can defeat any enemy with just one punch, literally one-shot kill. However, having no one capable of matching his strength has led Saitama to unexpected problem. He is no longer able to enjoy the thrill of battling and has become quite bored. One day, Saitama catches the attention of a 19-year-old cyborg, Genos, who witnesses his power and wishes to become Saitama's disciple. Genos proposes that the two join the Hero Association in order to become certified heroes and will be recognized for their positive contributions to society. Saitama, who is shocked that no one knows who he is, quickly agrees. Meeting new allies and taking on new foes, Saitama embarks on a new journey as a member of the Hero Association to experience the excitement of battle he once felt. Show on my anime list is a 8.5, which is 2 ticks higher than Erased. Me personally, I rank this as a 3 out of 5, only because it was pretty much straightforward. It doesn't have too much of a deep story, but it's badass and it kicks ass straight to the point. So it's in my top 5. Moving forward to number 3, we have Demon Slayer. I feel like Demon Slayer is pretty mainstream right now. Besides animes like Attack on Titan, everyone pretty much kind of knows what Demon Slayer is or seen a reel or a TikTok or YouTube or something regarding this anime. Thankfully so, this anime was so good that it made its way into movie theaters. Mugen Arc Train, oh my goodness, the demon. Everything about this anime is ass kicking. 5 out of 5, I'm ranking it. Definitely top 10 in my all-time list. The graphics, the characters, the main character, the side characters, the main character sibling, spoiler kind of, but it definitely gives you a perspective of what the other side is like, even though one side is predominantly cheered upon rather than the other side because of their history or how they're looked upon, because the other side, keep it in mind, are demons in the show. Originally hitting screen in 2019, I didn't start watching this show till this past winter, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Previously, I kind of watched a few episodes, but I kind of was bored because I was watching other shows at the time. Nothing personal against the show, because once I was able to watch the show and become a fan, I fell in love with the show. If you love good swordsmanship, a good sword slashing, cool techniques, funny moments, great pacing of shows, and many prominent battles, like memorable battles, this is a great show to start off and watch. And this overview reads, ever since the death of his father, the burden of supporting the family has fallen upon Tanjiro Kamado's shoulders. Through living impoverishedly on a remote mountain, the Kamado family are able to enjoy their relatively peace and happy life. One day, Tanjiro decides to go down to the local village to make a little money selling charcoal. On his way back, night falls, forcing Tanjiro to take shelter in the house of a strange man who warns him the existence of flesh-eating demons that lurk in the woods at night. Sound like some vampire shit, but it's not. When he finally arrives back home the next day, he is met with the horrifying sight, his whole family being slaughtered. Worse still, the sole survivor and his sister, Nezuko, who has been turned into a bloodthirsty demon. Consumed by rage and hatred, Tanjiro swears to avenge his family and stay by his only remaining sibling. Alongside the mysterious group calling themselves the Demon Slayer's Corps, Tanjiro will do whatever it takes to slay the demons and protect the remnants of his beloved sisters' humanity. At the 2 spot, we have another one of my favorite animes, Chainsaw Man. This anime is new. It's created by MAPPA Studios. And if you know, MAPPA Studios is probably the best studio that anime is created through. It's 101 to what the manga creates. And for those who don't know, when the adaptation for the manga is 101 with exquisite detail, it literally blows up the anime community. Though some people do have a little hate for the show, I'm not the one that does have hate. This show is very good. The pacing is very great. With the ending of season 1 coming, you will want to get into this show. A lot of gruesome and horror scenes, but also a lot of funny and great scenes and character development. With the main character, Denji, he's one of my favorite characters already because of his motivation. He doesn't really have much. He didn't really come from much, as many people can't really relate into real life. As well as side characters like Aki. We all love him and his backstory as well. And if you like missions and pro-antagonists that are helplessly getting through the day, go watch this show. So many funny moments, so many memorable moments already in one season. And he's so relatable. Like, we all feel like we know a Denji in our life. So I would give this show a 5 out of 5 on my scale. And this show is ranked 8.6, a tick higher than all previous shows. And before we jump to number 1, we definitely have a few that I would like to recommend for you guys. Here they are. The Promised Neverland, where a bunch of orphan kids are trying to escape from their mother, and what they find out on the other side is pretty cold. Next on the list, we have Tokyo Revengers. If you're in high school or middle school, you will kind of want to watch this show, even elementary, because this is kind of what will happen if you join a certain group or dynamic. Very funny, very touching, very heart-filling. A lot of things are subjugated to what goes on day-to-day occasions and 101 to what real life is. And I'm going to throw Sword Art Online in there. This show is an exact replica of what's to happen in our world. Not in anime, in real world, real timing, with VR MO games becoming a real thing, virtual gaming, being able to dive into games. Me personally, I look forward to it, but I don't know about the nerve gear per se, but they are on schedule with what's going on in real time. And now, for the number 1 recommendation, we have Attack on Titan, AOT, the greatest show of this decade, respectfully. I think everyone can agree with saying that. Though some people say it's too complex for people to try to understand, I disagree. I don't care if you have to watch the show repeatedly. Until you understand the show, you will fall in love with the show because you see the parallels that it has with real life, with the characters, the dynamic, the death, the betrayal, everything. It's perfect. It's absolutely a diamond. It goes platinum everywhere. It's mainstream at this point, and the show is pretty respectful. Like, the intros, the outros, everything about this show is beautiful. This overview being, centuries ago, mankind was slaughtered to near extinction by monstrous humanoid creatures called Titans, forcing them to hide behind enormous walls. What makes these giants so terrifying is that they eat human flesh, and they only do it for a simple pleasure. And after witnessing a horrific personal loss at the hands of an invading creatures, Eren Yeager, the protagonist, dedicates his life to their eradication by enlisting into the Survey Corps. And after this, it pretty much goes crazy. I won't spoil anything until later videos when I'll be discussing Attack on Titan. I don't doubt this show one bit. Every time I recommend the show to someone, they instantly dive into the anime community soon after. Attack on Titan is number one. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about my top 5. Let me know if you guys want to watch this or need other recommendations. Thank you. Peace.